ever complained about something in your life? How about you guys? Complaining is kind of something that we do, isn't it? Sometimes we complain because we have really good reason, but sometimes we don't have good reason. But today, Miss Jean is going to share with you a story from Exodus, and every time you hear the word complain, I want you to say, boo! Can you say that? Boo! So if I say complain, you say, boo! And you guys can join in too. Okay, Miss Jean, let's hear the story.
The whole congregation of the Israelites complained against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. The Israelites complained, if only we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots and ate our fill of bread. For you have brought us out into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Then the Lord said to Moses, I am going to rain bread from heaven for you, and each day the people shall go out and gather enough bread for that day. In that way, I will test them, whether they will follow my instructions or not. On the sixth day, when they prepared what they bring in, it will be twice as much as they gathered on the other days. So Moses and Aaron said to all the Israelites, in the evening you shall know that it was the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt. And in the morning you shall see the glory of God, because he has heard your complaining
Boo!
against the Lord. For what are we that you complain
Boo!
against us? And Moses said, when the Lord gives you meat to eat in the evening and your fill of bread in the morning, because the Lord has heard the complaining
Boo!
that you utter against him, what are we? Your complaining
Boo!
is not against us, but against the Lord. Then Moses said to Aaron, say to the whole congregation of the Israelites, draw near to the Lord, for he has heard your complaining.
Boo!
And as Aaron spoke to the people, the whole congregation of the Israelites, they looked toward the wilderness, and the glory of the Lord appeared in a cloud. The Lord spoke to Moses and said, I have heard your complaining
Boo!
of the Israelites. So say to them, at twilight you shall eat meat, and in the morning you shall fill of your bread. Then you shall know that I am the Lord your God. In the evening, quails came up, and they covered the camp. And in the morning, there was a layer of dew around the camp. When the layer of dew lifted, there on the surface of the wilderness was a fine, flaky substance, as fine as frost on the ground. When the Israelites saw it, they complained to one another, what is it? For they didn't know what it was. And Moses said to them, it is the bread that the Lord has given to you to eat.
So,
Thus is the reading of the prayer.
yes. So, what were they complaining about? Food, yeah. Were they hungry?
No.
No? Then why were they complaining about food?
I don't even know.
I don't. Well, maybe because they were hungry, but then God sent them that white flaky stuff. Do you know what that white flaky stuff is called?
No.
What's it called, Colette?
Bread.
It is bread. There's another name for it. Have you ever heard the word manna?
No.
So manna is the Hebrew word that means, what is it? And that's how, in the scripture, you hear them ask, what is it? And that's how it became called manna. Because what is it? They didn't know. But they were really angry. Do you think they had a right to be angry at God?
No.
No? Yeah? Do you think they got what they wanted? You think so? I don't know. Sometimes we don't always get what we want from God, do we? But sometimes we get surprises. Would you like a snack?
Yeah.
Yep. Would you like to have a snack? Here, come, take a cracker. No? No, Hazel? Okay. Miss Jean, do you want a cracker?
Yes, always.
So what do you think about this cracker? How's it taste?
Good.
Does it taste all right?
Don't
Do you know what it is?
No.
That's okay. You don't have to know what it is, but it does taste good, huh? So sometimes God gives us sweet crackers. Sometimes God gives us manna. Sometimes God doesn't give us what we want at all. But other times God gives us everything that we need.
Yeah. But Santa gives us presents.
Santa does give us presents. Yep, Santa does. We like Santa. But God gives us a lot too, huh? Yeah, God gives you mushrooms and flowers and trees and birds. Yeah, yeah.
He made them.
He made them. Yeah, he did. So does God give you what you want? Yeah? Good. Can you name something that God gave you that you'd like to share? Kitties. Kitties are the best. They keep it comfy. Something else? What else did God give you? Kittens. More kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah? And friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. And sunshine?
Yeah.
And laughter?
Yeah.
All good things. So don't ever forget that you may not always get what you want from God, but God is always going to give you what you need. Okay. And so we will continue by giving thanks to God by using the words of our psalm. So the reader for the psalm can come forward, and you guys can go ahead and go back. Come on. There you go.
Can we carry you, buddy?
Go ahead, Ann. There's just one more. Thank you.
Let us read Psalm 145 responsively by half verse.